What's up, humans and freaks? This lady went to a marriage conference in Las Vegas recently. Her YouTube video is up on it, and this lady made an observation. Okay, so she went to this Christian marriage conference in Las Vegas, and basically she went there to observe. She pretty much knew what she was going to get, but the point of it is she knew that at this marriage conference, this Christian marriage conference, it's a place where supposedly they're going to teach you how to, make your marriage better from a biblical perspective, yada, yada, yada. But it's very surface level, very light, very politically correct, and they never get to like the real meat and potatoes of it. So they basically will tell you things like this. This is what the woman reported. And I know this is how they go. Pray together, communicate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course, no brainer, bro. But the woman was saying how she was waiting at this Christian marriage conference. Are they ever going to tell the women to actually have sex with their husbands? Like, she was waiting for them to actually tell the women, don't deprive your husbands of sex. Like, she was waiting for something like that. She never got it. And I'm just laughing watching this YouTube video because, of course, this is what I've been saying for a long time. See, when I say churches, here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big boxes you see on every corner, the institutional church systems, okay? I'm not necessarily talking about the biblical church, which is made up of born-again Christians, people that are really born again. So a lot of what you get in these big boxes, big box Christianity or institutional church Christianity, 501c3 corporation Christianity, what you get there is a lot of fluff. You get some truth, yeah, but you don't get the full truth. And especially on the topic of marriage, men and women, sex, the church is still, they're still way behind, bro. And this is why the church, when I say the church, again, the institutions, okay? The church institutions, guys, you're not going to get the truth on sex and marriage, on female nature. You're not going to get it. You know why? Because they're afraid to offend the women. They're afraid to offend the women. Because again, they are running a business at the same time. It's a 501c3 corporation. They still rely on money coming in, okay? So if they offend 60+% of their audience, okay, because most of these church systems are mostly women, okay, 60+%. So think about it. Are you going to offend your core audience? No, you're not. So this is why men can't take church institutions too seriously. We can take them seriously to a point, but we can't take them that serious when it comes to female nature, how women really are, sex and marriage. We can't take them. So that's why the red pill exists, guys. This is why I tell men all the time, look, if you want the truth on women and sex and all that, don't go to the church systems. They're not going to tell you this. You have to go to the red pill. The red pill community will tell you the truth. So this woman who made this video, God bless her, love her for it. I don't even think she's a Christian. She might be, but she just went to this Christian marriage conference on sex and marriage. And she went in with knowing it's probably going to be a joke. And she left like, yeah, that was a joke. And it was. She's not wrong. She's right. So the more I talk to men, and again, I just talked to a guy the other day, the more you talk to men for real in the church world, the more you will see it's a bunch of bull crap that these men are getting fed about women and about sex in marriage, guys. They're not getting the truth, and they never will. This is why the red pill exists. And I always promote the red pill to especially Christian men, because Christian men they're in a fantasy world. They're in a fantasy world when it comes to how women really are, their nature. How does their sinful nature manifest? what marriage really is going to be like, okay? Because a lot of Christian men, they have this fantasy playing in their head over and over about what marriage is going to be like. And I'm like, no, unless you are part of, and I call them 1% to maybe 20% on the high end, okay? So 1% to maybe 20% are going to be really good, okay? Marriages, okay? The rest of the 80%, so see, most men, when I'm talking to these Christian men and they're like, yeah, I want to get married and I want kids and I want the whole nine. Cool. I get it, bro. Good. On the surface, that's a good thing. But I warn them up front, okay, statistically speaking, Christian man, and because I love you, I'm going to tell you this is how statistically speaking it's going to go. You're going to get married. Okay. Then once you get married, you're going to realize that your wife is going to breadcrumb you. She's going to give you little breadcrumbs, okay? Breadcrumbs of sex. Here's a little breadcrumb of sex. They're going to give you just enough to keep you like kind of on the line, keep you doing what they want you to do for them, okay? This is the majority experience of men in marriage, okay? And not just Christian marriage, in marriage in general. Here in America, in the West. This is why the red pill exists, guys. So unless you're going to have a 1% to maybe 20% on the high-end marriage, this is typical of what you're going to experience in marriage. And that's why it's a bad deal. For most men, it's a bad deal. It's not what you think, okay? And it's the dark, bitter truth of most men, not all. And see, and I always have to say this because people are going to say, oh, well, you're just coming from a bad... No. I'm coming from a great experience. I had a great experience. I had that 1%. I would say legit 1% experience in marriage. So I'm not even calling saying this from a bad experience. I'm coming from a positive experience. But most men are going to fall into this 80%, even 90, probably up to 90%. And see, again, there's women that will say, oh, well, you're just saying this because you're a man. No. There's women that are talking about this all over YouTube. And this is why I mentioned this woman who made this observation about a Christian marriage conference, okay? So I just talked to a guy the other day, going through the whole government divorce grinder, and I'm like, yeah. I'm already finishing his sentences. I'm already telling him, I'm already telling him what I already know before he tells me, because it's so predictable, guys. So men, this is why I tell you, if you are going to get married, you better make sure that your wife has GBD, genuine, burning desire sexually for you as a man. If she does not have that for you, do not marry her. Period. Do not do it. Because then what's going to happen is you're signing yourself up. What man would do this? What's in it for you, man? Literally, man. Biological man. What is in it for you? You're signing up for what? You're going to protect, you're going to provide, you're going to do all this stuff. All this, and it never ends. All this stuff for a woman that isn't going to do anything for you. She's not really going to do anything for you. Why? Because she has no GBD for you, no genuine burning desire for you. Okay? And women, I've told you this plenty of times, it's very, very easy to keep a man satisfied. The 3 S's, sex, sandwich, silence, but silence is peace. Sex, sandwich, peace. If you can do those 3 things, ladies, your man's happy. But you're never going to do those things for a man that you don't really have genuine burning desire for. So this is what's happening. Many men are finding out the hard way, and they find out when it's too late. And then they come to the red pill, and I'm like, oh, here you go. Surprise, surprise, the church didn't prepare you for marriage. What a shocker. Of course, because the church refuses to talk about the things that really matter. And it's very sad, disappointing, and it needs to end.